So let's make game picks then for week 2, and then we will wrap things up. Let's start with Thursday night. We got New York Giants versus taking on the Washington football team.
You about to say though? Oh, you want to say? Well, you want to just share the team that you did the name they should be?
Should never go back to. That team, Red Wolves.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
They are at a -3. Washington is so. At home, I'm taking Washington. I know they New York. You are not LA. You're not coming into this building and beating Washington. I'm taking Washington.
I'm going out on a limb again.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I'm not even big on this team. Why do I keep thinking?
I don't know why you keep picking them.
I don't know either.
Oh, by the way, before we continue, we just to go off of last week, I ended up 9-7 on my picks last week. C4 over here, you ended up 8-8 in your picks. We both got to be better.
Oh boy.
But moving on to Sunday's games, let's start off Cincinnati at Chicago. I'm taking Chicago. Cincinnati, you impressed me last week, but you're not getting one on the road. Not in Chicago.
Absolutely. I got the Bears. Bears are at home. They looked hella impressive on the road against a team 10 times the team that they're going to be facing, and they have no reason as to why
they can't beat. They need. This is a desperation one. Chicago, you better beat this team on the road.
This is the game I'm kind of nervous about Joe Burrow now in his health.
True.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean,
Khalil Mack's going to be coming after Akeem Hicks. Yeah,
I don't think you're going to be able to dink and dunk your way the whole game. Like, you know that you can scheme it. I don't think you can do this for 4 quarters.
I do think Chicago, if they do try to go with that, Chicago really needs to focus on open field tackling and making sure that they wrap up guys. But outside of that, I think Chicago will be just fine. They are -3 at home to win this game. So Chicago, I think they're going to bounce back from that game last week and definitely show a different side and a more efficient side. But Houston is taking on Cleveland. I'm taking Cleveland. Cleveland was impressive in their loss. Houston was impressive in their win last week, but Cleveland is just too good of a team. It's -12.5 though. I don't think there's any possible way they're going to cover that.
Is that the difference maker between our picks last week? Was it this game, the Houston-Jacksonville game?
No, it was Houston-Jacksonville, and there was another game because you got the
Giants.
Yeah, the Denver Giants game. That was the other one. Because you got the Philadelphia Cincinnati one, or sorry, Philadelphia Atlanta, and you got the Cincinnati Minnesota one over on me. So I'm trying to look at what other one. Yeah, Denver New York was the other one.
Oh God, what a miss.
Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking on that one.
Hey man, they played each other in the Super Bowl at one point in time. That's probably what.
Don't know what you were thinking on that one. But I know you're going Cleveland there. Let's talk Rams versus Indianapolis. This is going to be a good game. Who do you got in this one?
Got Rams and the Colts.
Rams are -4 on the road.
The Colts are at home, and they lost, and this and that. And yep, Rams.
And I agree.
The Rams in the upset.
I took that. That's not really an upset there.
I mean, they're on the road. The coach should be.
They're still favored
at the point of. Yeah, true.
Colts still got a lot to figure out. They have Colts have a tough opening schedule slate. So I've already expected them to come out with the loss here. I think soon though they will have to. They've just got to show a little bit more consistency and a little bit more efficiency on offense.
The fact that they got to play this division
sucks.
I mean, the only saving grace is they're at home, and it seems like it's not even going to matter. Yeah.
Well, and we got a divisional tilt in the noon window on Sunday as well. Buffalo versus Miami. Like I said, I think we're going to see a completely different Buffalo team. I think Buffalo is going to absolutely stomp Miami in this game.
Yeah, I am completely, and after what I've seen, I'm trending down on Miami. I think they were kind of like a one-hit wonder, you know, and it don't even seem like the The franchise and the coaching staff don't even seem to be committed to Tua the way that you thought they were going to. They're not
Yeah,
really rallying behind this guy. And after this loss, it's gonna be another divisional loss. You watch. It's just I see this team, the ship's going down pretty quickly here, and I mean, and the schedule ain't helping.
agreed. Another divisional matchup in the AFC East. New England is taking on the Jets. I contemplated this one for a second. New England is -5.5, but I did end up taking New England on the road to beat the Jets. Even with all the stuff the Jets were able to do with Zach Wilson in that second half, I don't think it's going to be enough against Bill Belichick in New England.
I am going to go the same way. I don't have any faith in New York's offense right now.
Corey Davis, you're not catching two touchdowns.
I didn't have any faith, going beforehand. I just like, maybe this could be the turn, and I do like the picks that they made, but the Jets still got the organization as an organization. They got to put it all together.
And I will say Zach Wilson, he had a rough start, but he definitely turned around in that second half. But yeah, it's kind of a rough slate for them as it stands. It's going to be all season. I mean, honestly,
the Patriots system is just a little bit. I'm gonna say they're just better. I don't want to say it a little bit better, but they're much better than what the Jets are right now. Now,
over here, SEC
think be a blowout. I can see it could be another, right. It could be another very close game, and that's fine. But I believe, Belichick is gonna find a way to pull it out. Even if it comes down to that. So, but I got New England on the road.
All right, San Francisco's on the road to take on Philadelphia. Again, impressive win by Philadelphia in the way that Jalen Hurts played. You guys absolutely manhandled Atlanta, and I apologize for going against you last week, but I'm going to do it again, and I'm taking San Francisco this week. This is without question. San Francisco, I believe, is winning this game.
I'm taking Philadelphia. I know. I am on Team Hurts. Okay. I mean, this dude.
I wanted to see. Even if he plays well, I still think San Francisco wins this game. But I am looking at this game specifically for that. I want to see how Jalen Hurts plays against a very, very stout defense.
Let's me go on record right now. This is definitely going to be my week 2 upset game right here. And I understand, and everything is telling me, man, you better just go with the safe. Philadelphia is that kind of team, man. They don't cooperate with. They never do. It's like I can't stand. It's like Chicago. Anybody. I don't want to play Philadelphia. Philadelphia just comes and they mess up records. They mess up runs. They just.
I mean, let's be honest. San Francisco they're obviously favored in this game, but it's only a 3.5 point favor. So, okay. I mean, it's not like it's outlandish to take Philadelphia here.
Right.
It's still a one possession. This would be a one possession game if we're looking at it at a neutral site. So, I mean, FanDuel definitely is giving Philadelphia their props in that respect. And I like San Francisco this year. I like the NFC West. Anybody who plays the NFC West is going to be at a disadvantage this year to me.
Okay.
Let's talk Vegas versus Pittsburgh. This is going to be an interesting tilt. Pittsburgh's at home. They're -5.5 to win it. I've been going back and forth. I still haven't made a decision, so I'm going to let you pick first.
Oh, you're so wrong. You are so wrong. Well, taking all the man, both teams came out with very impressive wins to some degree. I don't know if I'm being fair saying the Steelers win was impressive. I just think the fact that they won, that was impressive in itself. Not that they did it in an impressive fashion, because they didn't. The Raiders really, man.
Yeah.
They might be that team this year that just start causing all kind of havoc. However, they got to go to Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. I don't like I don't like most teams that got to go to Pittsburgh in general. I just don't. And that's just, I'm sorry, that's asking too much on the 12 o'clock game. And just, I got Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, I don't like the pick, but I'm taking Pittsburgh in this one.
I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Vegas on the road.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
I'm very well. This could be the game that bites me in the game picks, but I like the way that they played. That offense looks like they've kind of got after their early game jitters. Once they kind of settled into it, they've definitely looked more like a team that uh, understands what their identity is. And they just want to go out there and execute it. Now, I will say, if I get burned by a Willie Snead interception again, I'm gonna be pissed. But
why is he on the team?
I don't know. I don't know how he keeps getting the job. But that's neither here nor there. I definitely like the way that they played as compared to Pittsburgh. You did end up getting the win, but I did not like the way that it came about. So I'm gonna take Vegas. I'm taking Vegas.
All right.
New Orleans, Carolina, another divisional bout here. Carolina's at home. Who's got the favor here? New Orleans minus 3.5.
I am stuck here. Regardless of that line, that means nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
This one, can we come back to this one? I mean, you can go first, but I have nothing right now. I mean,
I'm going out on a limb here. You could if you wanted to.
Man, I mean, that's even worse. Oh gosh.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I'm going out on a limb here. I like what New Orleans did. I really like the way New Orleans looked in this, but I also really like the way Carolina played against the Jets. It was a little bit slow to start, but they ended up picking it up, and they looked effective, and they played a very, very sound game. I'm taking Carolina at home. In front of those fans, I think that they're going to be able to get after it, and they're gonna put on a good show, especially for a divisional game.
The only deciding factor that I have been trying to go here, because this obviously can go either way. I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers simply because this is an extension from last week of the Saints being displaced. Still on the road. I'm sorry. Y'all just on the road a little too long for myself. And now y'all got this win. You're probably feeling yourselves a little bit. Should, rightfully so. However, the Panthers looked hella impressive last week. To the point, and they're at home. And I just putting that together, I think they just gonna have just enough to even beat this line. Because I think this line is is factoring in what they did on a neutral site. They didn't go to Green Bay and do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And they're not at home. So I think the Panthers showed me enough to say that, you're going to have to stop CMC. You're going to have to do something about third-year rookie Sam Darnold. Because, I mean, good Lord. I mean, where is this guy at? Where was
Sam
that
Darnold,
guy?
I told you, this dude is going to have a resurgence. I've seen that potential to play the way that he did in that game back when he wasn't with the Jets, but he was just buried under the Adam Gase umbrella. So I like Carolina. I like the roster that they have. I like their young defense. They got a little bit of chemistry that they need to continue to build there. And they need to be a little bit more efficient early in game on offense. But outside of that, this team is, once they hit the ground running, this team is going to be hard to stop, and they're definitely not an easy out by any means. And they're going to be tough. They're going to compete in this division. So I think a home game within the division with a team that's been displaced, a team that's been on the road for 3 weeks now.
Yeah,
they're New Orleans has got to be getting tired. They didn't look it by the looks of things on Sunday with Green Bay, but they've got to be feeling it at some point. And I agree with you, coming down off that high after kind of trouncing Green Bay the way that they did. There's no way they don't come out flat in this game. But let's talk about the last game, Denver, Jacksonville. Last noon game anyway on Sunday. I'm taking Denver on the road.
Yeah, I can't go with I can't good faith take Jacksonville here. Urban Meyer. I don't have a problem with Urban Meyer per se.
Yeah,
but it's Jacksonville doing Jacksonville things, and they got, like I said, like the Jets in themselves. I think they had an excellent draft, great offseason. But you know what I'm saying, y'all just starting to turn the ship. Y'all not ready to. Y'all not that team yet. You know, and
not that guy.
no, and Denver is not a team that's like, oh, we're maybe a step above. You know, they're monumentally above you all.
I mean, Denver's just based off of what happened last week. Jacksonville, three turnovers by Trevor Lawrence. I'm pretty sure they had a fumble in there too. And that's against Houston's defense, a defense that should be ranked 32 out of 32.
And you see this dude running to his left, throwing across his body from his right. And
that's a rookie
back
mistake.
leg. I mean, is it?
It is.
Even for this dude.
Even for him, especially being the fact that he is in Jacksonville.
In week one,
got to take it all
against Houston.
At the end of and that's what I'm saying. Jacksonville, you're going up against a much more stout defense in Denver, and I'm taking Denver all the way. Hands down.
I had to talk about the damn game from Sunday. I'm like, come on, man. That's a come on. Really, Mr. Number One pick overall, dude. You look like, oh my god, he looked like one of them, like a first round Christian Ponder. Like,
don't do him like
that. No.
Don't do him.
But
like
my point would have been to see them. Who the most of the league would have said, "Who is this dude anyway?" You know, we all know who you are. I never seen you do that at Clemson. What in the hell? In this Houston.
I agree, but I also the only thing I will say about that is, I think Houston, not that Houston deserves more respect, but Tyrod Taylor does. I think Tyrod Taylor deserves way more respect than he's gotten for the situation that he's in. For him to come out and play the way that he did last week, he deserves all the flowers that he should be getting, and not just chopping it up to, oh, it's Jacksonville. No, he came out and he beat them.
And to your credit, I mean, you have firmly supported Tyrod Taylor, I have to say. I mean, you have been very consistent. I'm not even saying you're wrong for that. I'm just like, I admire your consistency. Good or bad, I'm like, dude, miss me.
All right, let's talk Minnesota at Arizona.
Oh yeah, come on. I'm going all team bikes. I am not. Do not put that down.
You said it. I'm typing away.
You hit the backspace. Arizona 150%.
I don't think there's any way, based off of the way those two games played out last week. Oh God, there is no way Arizona drops this game. No,
I don't expect Arizona to sit there and do necessarily what they did, but I'll let you get your take.
No, I just think Arizona is going to come out on fire being at home. Those fans, after seeing what they just did on the road, those fans are going to come out, and that stadium is going to be loud.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, I don't think they're going to ever be able to get into rhythm against this Arizona defense. I think their defense is going to get after it at home. And I think Arizona's offense, there's going to be some big plays in this game. It might be closer than what the line says. Well, Arizona's -3.5, so I don't think you can get much closer than that.
I got -4.5. Maybe. I mean, hey.
I mean, the lines are always moving. So
right. True. It
so,
could change. That's fine. If it's 3, it's just
right. Well, FanDuel's got it at 3.5. That's what I've been using. I'm just leaving it at that.
Stay with them.
But I'm either way. I'm taking Arizona to win this game by probably a touchdown, at least.
Well, I'm going on a limb. I'm going on a double-digit win this time. Ooh. I didn't say it could be 10.
It could be 10. It
could be 11.
Yeah.
I guess when I say stuff like that, I'm saying anything between 10 and 14 at that point, but it's generally like 10 to 13 points. I could just see them like, touchdown and a field goal ahead of them. That's about right.
Yeah. Atlanta, Tampa Bay champions. They got to bounce back from that performance last week, but they get this is basically a bye week to me. Tampa Bay, hands down.
Yeah, let's move on.
Dallas though versus the Chargers. That is an interesting one, and I want to hear what you got here.
Yeah, I think I think on paper this is misleading. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm just going out. Look, this is not even my squad. Chargers 100%. I just think the Cowboys no.
Okay.
And now they asking the Cowboys to stay on the road again.
Yeah.
Another game, and we are and now you're asking that defense to put up another performance like that. Because that's what it's going to take to have to beat this team.
Yeah.
And I don't think, am I saying the Chargers are the Buccaneers? Hell no. But that offense is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's
And
not.
that defense, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to. One game is not going to. I said I was hella impressed. Trust me. Somebody tell me that if they can do it 2 games in a row, I'll have to see that
Yeah.
because I don't believe that. But and that's asking a lot for them to go into LA and just take that game. So I'm
Dallas
just
does not have an easy start to the season, so I do feel bad for them.
Slew of teams are just man. I'm so sorry for y'all, Chicago included. But you just get a bum rap.
Yeah.
So
But I think the Chargers are really going to attack those defensive backs in this game, and I think Keenan Allen's looking to have a game. I'm hoping he is. He's on my fantasy team.
And I'm gonna say with Austin Eckler, Gimpy, and everything,
Yep.
they're not gonna necessarily force and pound the rock if they don't have to, and then they'll just go with either was it Joshua Kelly and Justin Jackson and freaking Frack basically who does nothing. Why are they on the team?
I don't know. I don't
They
get it.
do anything on gets no. It doesn't matter.
I'm surprised LA hasn't moved even off of Austin Eckler at this point. But
and now he's. I mean, exactly. Is this guy injury prone now? And like are we to expect that this guy?
I would have expected them to get some more depth at the running back position.
I would have thought. And I thought they would have got another feature guy to
Yeah.
make them and have a split backfield.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting the last offseason. I knew they wanted to address the offensive line. I'm shocked that they didn't address the running back situation. But hey, I still believe in this team offensively, defensively. The Chargers are a very well-rounded team to me, and I think that they can definitely get out there and they can cause some problems for a lot of teams, especially a team that doesn't have a defensive back situation that's ideal. With Dallas, I think they're going to jump out on top of them, and this is a game I'm not expecting Dallas to ever have a lead in.
We shall see.
I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I don't think Dallas has the.
That's the thing I'm struggling with. That I'm not quite sure who the Chargers are defensively per se. I think they're a good defense. I don't think they're necessarily just.
They're not a pushover though. I think they've got the DBs to match up with the offensive split out wide weapons that they have, and they might get this might be a good game for Zeke, but I don't know if that's going to translate into a win. I just think that I think Zeke will have a good game. I think even Dak will have a fairly decent game. It's not going to be the numbers he put up against Tampa Bay, but I definitely think he's going to be serviceable. I'm not expecting him to have turnover after turnover. I just think it's going to be hard for all of those guys, especially with Gallup being down right now. It's going to be harder for Cooper and CeeDee Lamb to create separation.
Dark horse pick to watch for, just to keep a spotlight player. Somebody to watch out for based on what you just said, which is why I segued into it. Cedric Wilson.
Fair. I get you there. Let's wrap up the Sunday mid games with Tennessee, Seattle. This is a tough one, but I'm taking Seattle at home. I want to take Tennessee in this game, but I got to take Seattle at home.
After last week, I'm sorry, I can't even do it to myself this time. So I'm just gonna take the safe bet and go Seattle.
All right. Well, we wrap up the Sunday games with Kansas City on the road to take on Baltimore. Based off of what I saw last night and last night and what I saw on Sunday in the midday game, I think Kansas City is going to win this game, but I think this is going to be a very, very close game.
I agree, because I know there's going to be the whole talk about Lamar Jackson trying to get his first win on Kansas City and all this blah, blah, blah. And they're at home, which I don't like this game at all. Oh, God, I hate this game. The fact that they got to go to Baltimore to do it. However, like I said, they showed a couple of cracks in their armor. And again, they still got a suspect run game. It was, look how he ran on Vegas. It was Vegas.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. But with that being Anna's week 1, now I'm bringing that. Okay. Now there's some film. Trust me. If the Chiefs whether they watched you play one game this year, they definitely was watching everything you did last year. And and these two teams, damn near butt heads every year or every other year. And so they're very fond of each other. Of course, the Ravens are going to get all of this hype, and they're not even going to want to get back in contentions and try to get because they lose and they go 0-2, and the Chiefs are 2-0. I know that's just a 2-game thing, but the momentum is so they are so severely behind. They'll be 2 games back. They will have lost the tiebreaker in the head-to-head. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to be talking about Baltimore if they lose this next game. They're gonna, they'll be there, but they're not going to be in that talk. Right now, until
well, they got some games further in the season that if they get those wins, that'll start shifting the tide back into their favor. I mean, I hate that this game is so early in the season because I would like to see these two teams in midseason form play.
Nothing. Early as October. Come
I know
on,
this is way too early to have this game, but
we did it last year too.
With the way that this schedule is worked out, Kansas City, they don't lose in September. And so I think Kansas City and Andy Reid is going to figure out a way to beat Baltimore again. And Baltimore, but they are a different team now. And they are going to have to play in a way that Kansas City hasn't seen yet. So I think it's going to be a close battle here, but I think Kansas City still pulls it out because Kansas City can always rest on the fact that they can go back to what they do best, and that's play through Patrick Mahomes, get the ball out to Tyreek Hill and to Travis Kelce, and run through that, and then also actually run through CEH. They've got a really good balance back there, so that they can go ahead and do that when they need to, as opposed to Baltimore, they really can't run right now unless Latavius Murray and Le'Veon Bell are fully ready to go this week, which I'm not expecting for that to be the case. So I think that they're going to have to adjust like they tried to adjust against Vegas, and they're going to have a little bit of a, if you will, slow start, and they still have to figure out this whole Sammy Watkins, Rashad Bateman, Hollywood Brown wideout situation to figure out who is their guy. I will say Hollywood Brown, he stepped up last night in that Vegas game. He definitely played a very good game, but it still didn't translate into getting a win. So they definitely need to figure out what the best way is with all of their running backs being out, how they can still attack this game balanced enough that they can put Kansas City on their heels, and I just don't think they'll be able to figure that out.
Got it. I'm in agreement with all of that. Lockstep. I think Kansas City just got too many weapons.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and Baltimore again got a few holes in that defense, and Dr. Mahomes is just going to just carve this team up, man. I mean, come on, man. He got after he threw the little sidewind, that little pass.
Yeah.
Like, no other quarterback in the league can make that pass, and no other quarterback without making that type of move will not any other way of trying to throw the ball, you're getting sacked, and this is just a tribute to it. I know it's something very small, but it's something very significant. It's something that I've watched him do from time and time again. That he. Even in Baltimore, he's too much. And now he has the line protecting him where he has all the time in the world to dissect this defense. And look, I mean, come on. Derek Carr. Look, oh my God, he looked like a Super Bowl MVP last night. And I mean, that's Derek Carr. What is Patrick Mahomes going to do?
Yeah. I mean, if you can't tell, we think this is going to be the game of the week in the first place.
Absolutely.
So
hands down.
But we both are going Kansas City in this game. It's going to be a tough fought game, but sorry, Baltimore. The schedule gods didn't do you any favors scheduling this so early on in the season. But let's wrap things up with a Monday night divisional bout. Detroit taking on Green Bay. Green Bay's at home. Green Bay is
doesn't matter.
minus 11.5 favorite against Detroit here. And I'm taking Detroit. No, I'm taking Green Bay at home. I don't think in any way Aaron Rodgers is going to have that horrible of a game back to back. They need to figure some stuff out. This game definitely could. I I might take Detroit with the points here. I do think this could end up being a very, very close game, but I do think there's no possible way Aaron Rodgers goes 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for less than 200 yards.
2 touchdowns, 2 possession game minimum. I think this is not even going to be close. When I heard who they were playing and they put in the money, I'm like, wow, really? Just let's just lob the softball right over the plate for this team. Come on. Like, why y'all gonna make my team the walking man? At least they gave a good showing at the second half for San Francisco. To their credit, for what they did. And then now they got to do. I'm like, see, that's gonna be the end of that. So I'm back to seeing typical Detroit. They're gonna go in there. I think I'm not gonna say that they're not gonna compete, but I just Green Bay gonna they got embarrassed. They got to sit here and now it's time for them to put up or shut up. They got to they want to be back in the talks. New Orleans is basically just smack them in the mouth, smack them on the tail, and just send them on their way. And and it just no. Wow, how did they get Detroit? Like it was the perfect opponent for them. I'm not gonna say a blowout, but I'm saying it's gonna be a two possession game, I believe, at the end of this one. So I got Green Bay. 100%.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today's show. Go ahead and let us know what you guys think down below. Also, again, go follow us on Twitter at @the_square_pod, and you can find all of the news and conversations to have there. But we thank you guys again for listening, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Have a good night.